This is harassment. All of you are the same harassers. What? Right, okay. Can I ask you, do you want Israel to be dismissed out of the Middle East? It was Churchill that did that.
Bombing children is a crime!
You're a bunch of bloody arseholes.
It's a crime! Boo! The Zionists, boo!
30 minutes flight from Tel Aviv. This is being used as a base to resupply the Israeli military, and even reports of Israeli bombers refueling before they take their next flight over Gaza. This is active participation in the first live stream genocide in history. Shame! Shame! The latest figures, guys, women, everybody, the latest figures, and these figures rise every hour. As of 18th June, the Health Ministry in Gaza, with the figures confirmed by the United Nations, 55,637 Palestinians in Gaza confirmed dead, killed by the Israeli forces and their imperialist backers, the United States, Britain and the European Union. These are only the numbers of confirmed deaths. There are thousands of Palestinians who remain missing, many of them buried under rubble. This includes many children. 129,880 Palestinians have been injured. Now, as of March, which is the most recent figures we have in relation to the breakdown of those numbers, because every number represents a human life. 15,613 children killed by the Israeli forces and their imperialist backers. 15,613 children! Shame! How many primary schools in Glasgow does that amount to? Too many. What a horror! What a horror! What a slaughter! One of the most well-equipped militaries in the world, consciously and deliberately murdering children, and they have the support of our government. Shame! Shame! Over 55,000 Palestinians murdered. 15,000, at least 15,613 children, 8,304 women, and 3,829 elderly people. Does that sound to you like the kind of people who make up an army? Children? Yes, women, because they are part of the resistance, and we know they are. But many of these women are not part of the resistance of Palestinian civilians, not part of the armed resistance anyway. But we know that the people of Palestine are resisting in all different ways, whether it's with their bodies and the refusal to leave their homeland, or whether it's with the arms that are used to take back some of these Israeli soldiers, to claim casualties on both sides, which is happening. The United Nations investigators have condemned Israel as waging an extermination campaign, deliberately targeting Palestinian civilians sheltering in schools, mosques, churches and hospitals. The starvation campaign, which has denied the entry of basic humanitarian aid and fuel into Gaza since the 2nd of March 2025 continues. Can you imagine? Imagine Glasgow being surrounded by a foreign military and no one being able to access food, clean drinking water, fuel. The thing can we just remind everybody, including people passing, we don't engage with people who defend genocide. There's nothing to be gained. Anyone can Google what's happening in Gaza now. If you don't want to recognise it, we have nothing to say to you. We are here to speak to the people who are willing to recognise human life as valuable. All human life, regardless of what colour of skin people have. So just ignore racists and Zionists.
Yep.
If somebody's confused, and there's a lot of confusion, and the BBC take part in fueling that confusion, and we think somebody's confused, let's speak to them. Right? But if somebody like the guy before, there's nothing to be gained. The so-called Gaza Humanitarian Foundation is an Israeli United States front to oversee the starvation of Palestinians who are being shot and bombed daily as they queue for flour. The United Nations doesn't recognise the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. In other words, this is a Zionist front. It's part of the genocide. Please, people of Glasgow, when you hear on the news the words Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, read Israeli military disguising their crimes. Imperialist powers disguising their crimes. The Gaza Humanitarian Foundation is the Gaza Genocide Foundation.
Yeah.
Palestine!
Free! Free!
Palestine!
Free! Free!
Palestine!
1, 2, 3, 4.
Occupation no more!
5, 6, 7, 8.
Israel is a terror state!
Israel is a
Terror state!
Israel is a
Terror state!
Israel is a
Terror state!
From the river to the sea, Palestinian children, they cannot flee. There is no such thing called humanity until Palestinian children will be free. There is no such thing called humanity until Palestinian children will be free. Until Palestinian children will be free. From the river to the sea, Palestinian children, they cannot flee. There is no such thing called humanity until Palestinian children will be free. There is no such thing called humanity until Palestinian children will be free. Until Palestinian children will be free. From the river to the sea, Palestinian children, they cannot flee. There is no such thing called humanity until Palestinian children will be free. There is no such thing called humanity until Palestinian children will be free. Until Palestinian children will be free.